Read the disclaimer, please. Hi there, lovely individuals. Greetings, Papo Coin Channel. We have some breaking news. You could call it crypto news, XRP breaking news, etc. I went to sleep, woke up, and saw all the news coming in when I opened my Twitter account. This is incredible, I must say. The US and China have a lot in common. Well, after that, I looked at the graphs and we'll discuss what's going on there. Please just smile at me and offer me positive energy. That's all I ask. Since likes are free, Smishity slams the like button. Let's get started. Don't say I don't spoil you all. XRP is now trading at $2.52. We're up a bit then. All right. XRP has increased by almost 0.5%, but you would suppose that it was due to the news, which we will discuss in a moment. That the markets would be a little more excited, wouldn't they? Well, we'll discuss why, but once more, these are merely my thoughts. Always conduct your own research before making an investment. Why the market is somewhat stalled, in my perspective. I'll give you an explanation in a moment. Naturally, to get all the analysis, watch the entire video through to the finish. Very, very significant. At the moment, Ethereum is still below 4,000 at 3,800, Bitcoin is at 110,000, and Solana is at 200. While we're examining the big dogs, we might also examine BNB, one of the top 5 cryptocurrencies with $1,000 still in circulation. However, this raises some concerns. There may be a crossover on the 1348 EMA. By the way, you can join our email list to receive the 1348 EMA if you're interested. Additionally, you will receive the 1348 EMA indication if you sign up for the exchanges, our partners, via one of my links. As soon as you reach the $100 down payment, again, the link is in the description below, please, please, please trade sensibly. Leverage has helped us make a lot of money, but it has also cost us a lot. So please trade sensibly. All right, I'll receive a commission once more. Are the channel's partner. So when we examine the state of the markets right now, yes. Well, Bitcoin and this are still present. If you like, you may refer to it as sinus movement. I might take this yellow line out of here. You know, it's not one-to-one. However, the stochastic RSI makes it very evident that we are experiencing a sinus movement. Correct. Has the ability to see up, down, and up and down. Additionally, it's quite silky. Correct. The curve. In contrast, we've experienced perhaps more spikiness and up and down in other places, don't you think? This hasn't been the case. What word am I looking for? I usually detest forgetting words. It has a certain cadence, don't you think? However, I'm not seeking for that word, am I? It's shaped. All right. Thus, when we observe such behavior, it is typically tied to algorithms. Trading, they trade according to a specific tempo and activity, correct? And that's what we are witnessing at the moment. We have witnessed situations in the past where we become trapped in a situation from which it is quite difficult to escape. You must also keep in mind that on October 10th, a large number of traders and a large amount of liquidity were liquidated. This may have contributed to the push to, say, the upside, which is not now evident. Indeed, long-term liquidity is still reportedly lying on the sidelines, but we may not have the daily liquidity that was causing the markets to move and shake with significant volatility and swings. Many of the funds are no longer available, and perhaps the money will return. Let's see. Well, but there's this kind of, oh my god feeling with every cycle. All of them were just destroyed, you know. That occurs each and every time, isn't it? This is where it happened, and it might happen again and again. They just called from my son's school, so I had to take a moment to think. He doesn't feel good. Part of the Avi experience is this. By the way, please ring the bell if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. Indeed. Activate every notice. The moment to do so is now. So that no videos are missed. We went on vacation for that week, and I'm not sure. It's taking some time. Perhaps this is because XRP has been a little sluggish, but it's taking a while for everyone to return. If I assume you're viewing this video, I have no idea what's going on. Correct. I'm not sure, though. I have no idea what's happening. There is a slight decrease, but it's manageable. We'll get back on the horse, I guess. It takes a little while, I guess. Correct. That's what happens when you have these instances, these individuals go, don't you? That's what occurs. They are liquidated, but occasionally they can bounce back and re-enter the market. And occasionally people depart until the next wave arrives or they have enough money saved up to return. We might be at our peak right now, you know? I wouldn't describe it as terror or maximum sadness in the market, but we all know that there is typically hope for the future in both life and general situations. I'm hoping that's how people perceive that. That's my perspective on that. Well, I've been through a lot of difficult times in the last few years, but I always manage to find the bright side. But once more, the monkey on my shoulder is warning me to exercise caution. All right, since I've had a lot of experiences with stuff you swear won't happen. And it does. Correct. The 10th of October was just another instance of that. All right, what then was the big story? You're correct. It's been 6 minutes already. In other words, breaking an agreement about trade and economic ties with China was formally announced by President Trump. Yes, that did occur. It was tweeted by the website, not the White House account. Thus, this is essentially what will occur. Chinese behavior. A general license for the export of rare earths should be issued. New export controls should be suspended. Retaliatory tariffs should be suspended since March 4th. Retaliatory non-tariff measures should be suspended since March 4th. At least 12 million metric tons of U.S. soybeans should be purchased. China's tariffs should be lowered by 10 percentage points. And the expiration of some Section 301 tariff exclusions should be extended until November 2026. President Trump struck a significant deal with China, which is why this is the largest escalation to yet under the U.S.-China Accord. In addition to saying, God bless America and God bless China, China will pay all of the retaliatory tariffs. Ah, that is a significant deal. Back in 2018, the market was blown away by this. We had something similar between the US and China, but I'm not sure whether you recall or how many of you were in the markets at the time. The news was filled with it. The talking points were covered in it. YouTube wasn't as well known in the industry, was it? Although there were some channels, they weren't as prevalent as they are now. Additionally, there wasn't much discussion about it. It was more like to forums, Reddit, and similar sites, as well as MSNBC and similar programs. The market saw a sharp decline in sales. However, what took place? After they struck a deal, everything returned to normal. And until March 2020, when everything fell apart, it was all sunlight and beauty. We shall see. However, why did the market not respond? It responded. You can see that it did react if you go back. It did respond. It increased little. XRP and Bitcoin are visible. Some influx occurred. I appreciate you watching. Next time, I hope to see you.